what's up everyone? It's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'm coming at you with another book review, and it's going to be for The Undead Truth of Us by Britney S. Lewis. So if you want to know my thoughts about this book and my rating, please stay tuned. And I am back. So like I said before, I'm going to be doing a book review for one of my anticipated reads of the year, and that of course is The Undead Truth of Us by Britney S. Lewis. And I'm gonna let y'all know, like, this was definitely a 5-star read for me. And it has zombies in it, but not what you think. Now, I will explain that later on in my review. But for this book, we're following a girl named Zari Young, and she loses her mother. Like, at the very beginning of this book, her mom passes away. She dies, and Zari doesn't know why. She doesn't know how it happened. She doesn't know anything. It just came out of nowhere all of a sudden. And you know what, that left Britney heartbroken. And I think we can all say that if we have lost someone or a loved one or a friend, a mother, father, grandfather, we've all experienced loss. And as we experience loss, we go through our different types of grieving and mourning for that lost loved one. And so for this book, we go through that with Zari Young. And so as her mother passed away, she's now living with her auntie, who she feels like her auntie doesn't love her, doesn't want anything to do with Zari based off of how she's acting towards Zari. And so Zari is already going to one of the top schools, which this story is located in Kansas City, just to let you know. And she's during this, I believe this is during the time where it starts in May all the way into July. And she goes through a lot, trying to make friends, but then doesn't want to have any connection with her friends, because there's like a disconnect because she's still mourning for her mother. And she doesn't want to have to do with anybody at this time. The only person she wants to deal with is her friend Minnie, which she made friends with online. So that's the person that she talks to on a regular basis until one day she meets a boy named Bo in the same apartment area where her and auntie live now. And Bo, he's like, she considers himself emo. He likes to skateboard and stuff like that. And for some reason, she became attracted to him. She doesn't know why. She doesn't know how. It just happened. And so she finally gets to know Bo and know his friends. But she's still having moments where she's seeing zombies. She's seeing zombies everywhere. She sees Bo as a zombie sometimes on and off. She sees people at her school at zombies. Everywhere she turns, everywhere she walks to, she sees zombies. And then I will say at the very beginning of the book, it gives a definition of liberosis right here, which says, which is a noun, the desire to care less about things, to loosen your grip on your life, to stop glancing behind you every few steps, afraid that someone will snatch it from you before you reach the end zone, rather to hold your life loosely and playfully like a volleyball, keeping it in the air with only quick fleeting interventions, bouncing freely in the hands of trusted friends, always in play. And that's by John Koenig. So it has a definition at the very beginning of the book. And like I said, zombies, there's mention of zombies, but not like you think it is. And literally, as I'm reading this book, I'm thinking to myself, Brittany, what am I not comprehending? You gotta let me know. What is going on with these zombies? Right? Why is she seeing zombies? And I think she starts to understand why she sees zombies throughout the book. It takes some time for her to realize certain things, because she's still, like I said, she's mourning for her mother, and she also finds things about her father, which she calls him the sperm donor. And even with that story alone was wow. And I feel like she started to realize this when she took the trip with Bo and his friends. And one of his friends was Charlie. She's a girl. And they went on this trip. And, they were drinking, having a good time. Britney was trying to let go. So she got drunk, and, Bo was taking care of her. Then in the middle of the night, she woke up, was just walking everywhere. And then she sees Bo with Charlie, and they kissed. And from then on, she saw him as a zombie. She saw a lot of people as zombies. And she's like, what is going on? He wasn't a zombie just like 20-30 minutes ago. Like, what happened? And come to find out, like, after losing her mother, she was already heartbroken. But just seeing Bo with Charlie and them kissing was just the icing on the cake. And I think that was the last straw. And she started to see herself as a zombie. Now, when I say, like I said, when it mentions zombies, but not how it seems, which, like, I was surprised. I'm like, oh my God, wow, okay, this makes sense. It comes all together. But even, like, I left little bookmarks in here to reference certain things in this book that I felt were very interesting, and I want to share them all with you right now. So let me share this one, a couple of passages with you. So when I mentioned when she saw Charlie and Bo kissing, she started to have this reaction. She said, I made a choking sound when I moved, like a centipede crawled up my throat little by little. Coughed, only it wouldn't come out, and my heart raced and raced and raced on the verge of exploding. Staggered out of bed, my body feeling like it weighed 1,000 pounds, and when I got to the mirror, I gaped in horror at my new reflection. My brown eyes had green rings around the irises, and the veins above my cheeks were stained purple. The skin looked like it had been burned down to the white bone beneath in certain places, tissue seeping out in clumps, and my jaw was dislocated, my tongue torn, staining my teeth a cherry red. So like I said, she sees herself as a zombie instantly when she sees Bo and Charlie kissing. And then it goes into more detail about all that. So as she starts thinking about the people she has in her life, especially the people that she lost, the people that don't have anything to do with her, but know that she exist, she goes through these motions. I think she's starting to realize certain things. So in this passage, it says, in order to survive, we had to forgive. In order to live, we needed to forgive. And she started to think, like, this is why I'm seeing zombies. And an only way, the cure for me not to see zombies anymore is to forgive. And it goes into that even more because she had the courage to talk to Bo with the encounter that he had with Charlie. Even though she did not want anything to do with him, she ignored his texts, his calls, everything, and he lives literally like right above her. And I think she started to have self-reflection. She was reflecting on herself about everything. And with this book, I'm glad that she was able to do that. I feel like when you're in that much grief and mourning, you don't really realize and analyze how are you feeling, what you're seeing, you know? And so with this, she starts to, after she talks to Bo and everything, and forgives him for what he did, because he likes her and she likes him, and what she saw, it was just a misunderstanding. Even though, like, if we, like, as a woman, if I saw my husband kissing a girl, I'm going to, think like, oh, he cheating on me, right? And he explained himself. He explained his relationship with Charlie, how they were friends, and how they grew up together, and so they became they were in a relationship at a long period of time. Then she said she wanted to meet new people, be with other people, but then keep him on the side. So he still felt like, there was still some type of relationship, but then he said he couldn't do that. He couldn't just be on the sidelines. Like, she couldn't have her cake and eat it too. So, he saw Zari, and he liked her a lot. So they did have that conversation, and she learned to forgive Bo for what had happened that night. And so then she starts explaining to him about how she is seeing zombies. And of course, when like, any person would think like something's going on, she's really tripping right now. But he gave her some time to explain. So, like, literally said, okay, he took a breath, the room forcing us even closer together, and I felt like I should stand. I could now. My legs were pieced back together, and my chest wasn't so heavy, but I couldn't move. So he says, then he says, so you're seeing zombies, but they're not like the I'm gonna kill you and take your brain zombies. And it says they're metaphorical zombies. as a question. She says, exactly, metaphorical. And I think the only way to get past it is to confront the issues. So the zombies that are explained in this book is metaphorical. They're not real zombies. And then she starts to realize certain things, especially with her mom, of how she died, because she found out how her mom died and her heart exploded in her chest. And she was like, what's going on? But then she finds a note that was written by the sperm donor, and how he couldn't be with her. He didn't want to be with her. He has his own life. He has his own family. He does not want anything to do with her or Zari. And Zari came to the conclusion that she died from heartbreak. And then from having your heart broken, for her, metaphorically, she was seeing zombies. If you were a zombie, that means you were heartbroken. And she was heartbroken as well, which she became a zombie, especially when she had the last straw of seeing Bo and Charlie together, and her heart broken in two. And so then it mended as she began to forgive Bo. So it's all metaphorical, and yes, and I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this. I'll definitely leave it, in the title and thumbnail that it is spoilers. But everything is metaphorical in this book. And then it even breaks down where it says the cure. So the cure for that you don't want to see zombies anymore, if you're turning into a zombie, what you need to do. And it says forgiveness and letting go. So after she forgave Bo, she still had one more thing that she had to confront with, and that was the sperm donor, her father. So Bo ended up traveling with her to California because that's where he lives. And they're in Kansas City. So they take a plane to go meet him, and she confronts him. And she goes to his house, and she gets to meet his kids, which is her siblings as well. And he literally did not want to have anything to do with her, but she felt good when it came to confronting him and confronting your issues, and also trying to mend your broken heart and to forgive. That was the whole cure of what she was going through with the loss of her mother. And then also confronting her auntie as well, what was happening. And then her auntie had a great explanation of why she was treating Zari like that. And she had it was a great explanation. She was just saying I miss my sister, and there's a lot of regrets that I have because I was her younger sister. She was my older sister. And it's crazy because Zari's mother, her name is Twiggy, she looked up to her younger sister because her younger sister was doing everything, going to school, living her best life, doing everything that she dreamed of and more. And she just felt like that was, her auntie was explaining, lost time, which she can never take back. She can never try to spend more time with her sister. And then every time she sees Zari, she sees her sister. And yeah, so she has all that. Everybody, her auntie and Zari were both in mourning, and they just they had different ways to do that. They were grieving. There's different ways to grieve and mourn for someone that you've loved and lost. And I loved that about this book. It's definitely metaphorical, but it was so powerful. It was so beautiful how Zari references certain things, what she sees, and when she mentions Van Gogh and his painting, which, as you can see, on the cover of this book, it looks like Van Gogh. You see the little strokes of the paintbrush and stuff, and the sunflowers, it's Van Gogh. So everything Zari sees as a painting, and it's beautiful. And I loved how Britney wrote this book. It was so exquisite, so elegant, it just beautifully written, and I appreciate that for real. And that's why I also give this a 5 out of 5 stars, because not only is it metaphorical, but it's such a powerful story within these pages, and I appreciate that so much. Even with the painting, the Starry Night, which I know a lot of people know what that is. I'll leave a little picture right here. She describes that to the T, and about the painting and stuff. I just love it. I love this book so much. And then we come to the very end of this book, which I feel like there may be a second book. If there is, and Britney, you're watching this, please let me know, hook me up. I will definitely read the next book, an arc, perhaps. But there's potential of there being a second book. There's potential. And I feel like with that second book, we're going to be talking about Bo, because he still has things that he needs to confront, and he starts to turn into a zombie again, right in front of Zari's eyes. And it's crazy. It's just wow, because there's, like I said, Bo, which his name is Abraham Bo Hur, by the way, he's experiencing things when it comes to his parents, and also like they're always comparing him to his older brother and stuff, and his accomplishments and what he should do in order to also be successful and accomplished. So he still has to confront that, and he still needs to forgive as well. So he's a zombie. He's becoming a zombie, and Zari sees it. So I feel like that's what's going to be in the second book. If there is one, like I said, there is potential of there being a second book. So we will see. Like, this book was just so good. So good. I really took my time reading this book and analyzing certain things, because I will let y'all know I was lost from the beginning. I was like, why is she seeing these zombies? What's going on? And then Britney hit us like closer to the end of the book, and I'm like, oh, okay, now it's all making sense. But like, I love this book. I enjoyed it so much. And also, this book is out today, if you didn't know. So if you haven't picked up this book, or if you haven't pre-ordered it, you can definitely pick it up at your local bookstore, indie bookstore, or any store where books are sold, to pick this book up, because it's so lovely. Like, it's just beautiful. So gorgeous. The cover is beautiful. I loved everything. Britney, you killed it with this book. I definitely will be continuing on reading books by you. Like, I loved it. I loved everything. I loved the pacing. I loved everything about it. It was never a dull moment. There always some type of Easter eggs thrown at you throughout the book, and it keeps you guessing. It keeps you wondering what's going on, what's happening, why is Zari seeing these zombies. And then also there's also dancing as well, because Zari's mother was a dancer. So you have all those elements in there as well. So I really appreciate this book. I really suggest you pick it up, because you don't want to miss this. This was beautiful. But that is it. That is my book review for The Undead Truth of Us by Britney S. Lewis. Like I said, it is out today. It is release day, so make sure you pick up your copy. But that is it. I really hope you enjoyed this book review. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, everyone, and please stay healthy and stay safe. See ya.